Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We see folks coming in hot. We see folks starting to tune in. Hello, 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 one. Hello, all. Welcome to NIKKI BANZ Live. Hello, hello. Okay, we see some folks hopping on the live. Okay, I see my mom has tuned in. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Hey, Julian. Oh my gosh, everybody is coming in hot, coming in hot. Welcome to NIKKI BANZ Live. What an absolute treat. Hello, one, hello, all. I am so stoked to have you all here with me today. It's 8 p.m. here in Cape Town, South Africa, but it might be 11 a.m. for you out on the best coast of the United States. It might be 2 p.m. for you on the East Coast. You might be tuning in for the Philippines. I see some of my students from Nas Academy coming in. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Welcome everybody to NIKKI BANZ Live. I'm your host, Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ, and I am so excited to have you all here with me today for the first ever interview series that I'm hosting all by myself. I'm bringing you the most amazing entertainers, artists, influencers, authors, entrepreneurs, Olympians, actors, rappers. I'm trying to bring you all your favorite people. I'm going to be chopping it up with them live here on this interview series every single Tuesday. Like I said, 8 p.m. here in Cape Town, South Africa, and Central Africa, 11 a.m. on the Best Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, every single Tuesday. Mark your calendars now, party people. This is an interview series you don't want to miss. We're going to be coming in hot every single Tuesday for the rest of this year with some absolutely fantastic guests. And honestly, the impetus, the incentive behind NIKKI BANZ Live was to just chop it up and talk to some of the most incredible people who I have met throughout my life, throughout my travels, all folks who do really interesting and cool things. And I just want to bring these people to you all. Man, so many folks are tuning in. I'm loving all the waves. We got 20 folks on here. Okay, it's lit. I got my little horn. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Welcome to NIKKI BANZ Live. We're going to bring on the man of the hour, young pole master, in just a moment. Just giving folks a couple minutes to settle in, to come on. Hello, everybody. Oh yes, I see those comments. I see those waves. Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to NIKKI BANZ Live. Once again, every single Tuesday, I am bringing you interviews with some of the coolest people out there in the world, influencers, actors, entertainers, rappers, DJs, pole dancers. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, NIKKI BANZ Live starts right now. I don't want to waste any more time. I want to bring on our very first guest, my very first guest, someone who is near and dear to my heart, young pole master. We're gonna bring him in right now. Let's get this party. Young pole master in the building. Let's see if he's gonna tune in with us now.
Am I in?
Hey!
Period. Let me slap on a filter though real quick.
Okay,
give it a
okay,
little,
with the filter.
Give it a little light.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
What's up? Oh!
You got the swivel chair. I need a swivel chair.
I'm like, hi, big sis.
Oh my gosh, this is so incredible, y'all. We got young pole master in the building, aka Miles. This is such a treat. Now, before you introduce yourself, I want to just give a little bit of background for folks who are like, how do you even know this dude? All right, we go way back. We're gonna take it back, way back.
Way back. Way back.
Way back. So for real, young pole master and I actually haven't seen each other in person in like 15 years?
At least. At least. Because you were gone. After Bakersfield, you said, it's time to go.
Exactly. So Bakersfield. So that's the key right there. I spent my last 2 years of high school in Bakersfield, California, and that's where I met young pole master, aka Miles. I would be totally remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my brother Julian right now, because you know, Julian is the plug.
You know he's the reason I'm the pole master.
Oh, see,
he gave me my name.
See? Shout out to Julian, who actually gave young pole master the name young pole master here with us live today. So shout out Julian, we know you're on. We see you, thank you, baby bro Julian. So that's how we met, that's how we connected back in the day, and now we're here doing big things around the world. So give it to us for the folks who are brand new here, the folks that don't know about you and what you do and the amazingness and the epicness that you are. Talk to the people, tell them, who are you, what do you do?
I know, right? Okay, so basically, like I said, I'm Miles. I do it all. I do whatever makes my heart melt. I do whatever makes me get up and smile in the morning. Basically, I'm the #1 stripper instructor in the United States, period. If you're wearing heels, you got to come see me. I book entertainers. I am an entertainer. I travel throughout the United States teaching classes, dancing, booking music videos, choreographing, DJing, you name it, I do it, period.
Wow, wow.
It's the sound effects for me.
You know I'm coming in hot with the
period. And I represent for my people, sex workers, gays, blacks, people of color. I do it to show that you don't have to go down the route that was destined, or put into your mindset, right? Like, I was not leaving high school thinking I was going to be a stripper instructor, right? I didn't think that I was going to be in the sex work community. I didn't think I was going to have the opportunities allotted to me because I was so focused on doing one thing. But I just goes to show, like, you can do whatever you want to do, especially when you're melanated. You know what I'm saying? When you have a little melanin in you can really fuck it up. Okay? But no, I'm just thankful to do what I do, and I love to inspire anybody to do whatever it is that they want to do. Doesn't matter what you want to do, just do it and do it the best of your ability.
And seriously, you are so incredibly inspirational. And you just touched on so many different facets of your identity, this intersectional identity that you have. Black people, gay people, the sex worker community, pole dancers, right? And so talk to us a little bit more about how you actually got to this place where you are now. Like, what was your journey? Like, how does one decide, like, I'm gonna be a pole dancer, and then how does one go upon that route? Like,
I know, right? So basically, I was introduced to sex work at a very young age. Tragically, my aunt was a sex worker, and she was murdered in Bakersfield, California in the 80s. And her daughter ended up getting into sex work as well, which is my cousin. So I was introduced to sex work at a very young age, and I had always wanted to help women in that industry be rehabilitated. So I ended up going to school to be a psychologist with goals to have a rehabilitation center for women who were on the streets and get them back to being 100%, because being a sex worker takes a lot from you, especially when you're working out there on the street, period. It's just a whole different dynamic. You don't have the safeties of club, security. It's pretty wild out there. So after graduating and going to school in Kansas, my sister was friends with all strippers. All her friends are strippers, all of them, every single one of them. And coming from Bakersfield, we didn't really have that. I was kind of sheltered in Bakersfield, right? We went to Stockdale High School. We had Seven Oaks. We were very and then I went to Kansas, and they're like, we smoke weed, girl, we strip. And I was like, what? So I ended up going to the club and doing my research papers and my thesis papers on the friends that I met. And I was like, how are you guys able to be mothers, be daughters, work in this industry, still go to work, still take care of business, and then dance your hearts out? Because these girls in Kansas could dance. Like, Nicole, they can dance. Like, it wasn't they were true artists, and it just inspired me to elevate women in this industry to be the best and give them what I could. I never wanted to take from them. I always wanted to give. So fast forward, I hopped on the pole. My pole's right here. So I hopped on the pole one night and I almost fell off, almost died. I didn't know the pole spin, so I ran on it and jumped, and this DJ was like, get this nigga off the stage. Hey, security. And so after that, I was like, okay, I'm coming back for y'all. Like, y'all not gonna kick me off the pole.
Exactly.
I was just determined. And what happened, how I got the name Pole Master, is I was at the White House. I was at the White House, and me and Julian were in the back, and we were just talking, and we were just chilling. And I showed him a video of me. He was like, damn, bro, you like a pole master. And I was like, Julian, that's my name. Don't say anything else. Don't say shit else. And I typed it in, and Ever since then, I've been the pole master, and I've been focusing on elevating sex workers, elevating LGBT individuals in this community to just make money and profit and be amazing pole dancers and be themselves, you know? Because pole is what you make it. And nobody starts pole good unless they're already a gymnast, but nobody knows where the pole's gonna take them, because it's like, we don't really have, you know how with like sports, you know, you're gonna go to the NBA, right? Or like, you know, with anything, it's like an end goal. With pole, I don't know where I'm gonna end up. Like, girl, I'm just on it and I'm just making my own lane. So that's kind of the fun I have in it. Like, period.
Yes.
That's where I'm at now.
Period.
I just started, Nicole, and then just never stopped. Period.
I love that. And I think your story and this background that you have touches on so many interesting things. Like, you were in school studying psychology, studying this thing, and then you started to realize that there was this community that you found and this community for you, and it could take you to these really interesting places and do these different things that you're passionate about. And I think part of even one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on this show is because the reality is, like, we need to change people's perceptions about what it means to be a pole dancer. We need to change people's perceptions of what it means to be a sex worker. Like,
exactly.
we can be here talking about these issues and having serious conversations about your lived reality, and you being here today is such a tremendous role model, an example of how you can live this life and follow your passions and your dreams and still do what you love, even if that's dancing on a pole and twerking all night long, right? Like, we can do it all. We are not a monolith. We can do all sorts of different things.
Exactly.
That's one of the things I just love about your story. And so I think people are like super curious. You know, I see a lot of people in the comments, in the chat. People are curious.
I know. I'm like, hey, Crystal. Hi, friends.
I know.
I see all y'all. Yes. Hi, everybody.
We got so many friends who have tuned in. We appreciate all of you. Stick with us. We're gonna have a space toward the end, last like 10 minutes, where y'all can drop some questions in the chat. And we'll have young pole master here actually answer some of those questions. So stick with us for this hour. So talk to us about, like, what does it look like? What does a day in the life, or should I say a night in the life, look like for you?
I know, right? So I'm a Pisces, so I don't move on schedules. I'm just kind of like, I mean, I do have a set schedule of things I need to do, but I always allow time in my days, my weeks, my month to allow fluidity, to allow the universe to bring me things, to allow me to just go somewhere. For the most part, I wake up at 9 o'clock, check my emails, check what I got to do, get my day started. I teach private lessons from 12 p.m. to about, 11 a.m. to about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wow. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm getting my space together, finding new outfits for work, hiking, doing things that makes my heart content, going to the beach or traveling, whatever I can do on those Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I work nights. So I work at the Abbey Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night if I'm in town. And then if not, I'm traveling somewhere. You know, now I have the travel bug, so I love going anywhere. And even if my mom comes down from Bakersfield, so I always like have a little gap of time with her on Sundays, and she'll just come down, we'll go eat. She spends the night and goes to work on Monday. So like I said, my weeks, I dedicate time to pole, I dedicate time to myself, I dedicate time to things that I like to do, spend time with my friends and family, and I always add time to do something new, whether I learn something new, whether I go to a new place. I just think that's important, especially where we come from. I just think that being exposed to more things makes me a better person. Like, makes me a better human, and it makes me a better instructor. I feel like if you're closed-minded and you don't experience life for what it has, you can't give your all, especially in this industry. Because if I don't experience things, I can't talk about things with clientele. I can't, you know, I just need to do shit so I'm able to talk and radiate light and all that. So
exactly. Well, you are certainly radiating light for all of us here today on this interview. But you touched on something. You touched on you touched on your family, right? You touched on your mom and how your mom comes down every Sunday.
Yes.
You know, she's in Baco. You're in LA most of the time, right? When you're not traveling, jet setting, exploring the world. And talk to me, like, as someone who runs a sex blog, right? I run this
Right.
page called My Basketball Team. And, you know, that was an interesting.
And I know you're still waiting on my story. I got a Miami story for you.
Oh, okay. I mean, I might, you know, I'm like, you want to be anonymous or you want to put it on the line?
But I don't know if my other plays is watching, so I'm gonna just put that in the anonymous box.
Okay. Excellent. Right. So as someone who has, you know, dabbled in the sex space, in the sexual health space through my blog or through my work in sexual health and development and things like that, that's an interesting conversation to have with your parents, right? To say, hey mom, hey dad, here's this sex blog that I launched, and like, what do y'all think about it? So what is it like for you? What is that conversation like with your mom, your dad, your family, when you're like, hey, I want to be a pole dancer? I know you said you had a little bit of that in your family already. So talk to me about that.
So my parents were super supportive. They've been super supportive since day one, and I think they've been super supportive because they knew they were dealing with, you know, I was gay. They knew I was gay before I was gay, obviously. You know, you have tendencies, but I wasn't sexually active until I was about like 15, 16, so I didn't know what I was, but everybody was like, girl, you know you gay. So they all, you know, you be playing with Barbies, and you always want to pick the girl, and you want to, we see it. But my parents were always super supportive, and I think that is because my Uncle Miles passed away of AIDS in '93.
Wow.
And I was born in '94. And they saw him deteriorate. I don't know if you've watched Pose. Pose is a really good show that depicted how bad the AIDS epidemic was. And my parents were born in '52 and '54, so they're a little older. They've experienced a lot more than the average adult, being African American. So with that being said, they just always wanted to nurture me and make me feel amazing and give me the support that they didn't really have growing up. I mean, they had support, but they didn't have it like I have. So that's where they were like, we're going to support you. If you want to tap dance, you get in them tap dance classes. Just keep them grades up. And they said, you can do whatever you want. Just don't lie and don't steal, period. And I was like, okay, I can abide by that. I'm not a liar. I'm not a thief. So I can do that. And don't kill nobody, obviously. Don't become a statistic. But, you know, they were just like, do you, and we're going to support you and love you. And I'm thankful for that. And that's why we have such a great bond, because the thing about my parents is they lived life so I could live my life. You know what I'm saying? They had owned nightclubs and traveled the world and had relationships. And, you know, my mom grew up in San Francisco from 1964 to 1972. Like, her experiences at that age, Nicole, are just
next level.
Just next level innocence and riding around on buses and the bar and just living an unauthentic life at that age in an era of love and war and newfound, you know, drugs and all. Just live your fucking life. So long story short, that's why I live my life, because my parents lived so I could do the same shit, period.
Wow.
And they supported it all. Yeah, period.
I love that. And I see everybody in the comments being like, your parents are amazing.
They know my parents. Like, my mom will go to the strip club. My dad will go to the strip club. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just extremely supportive. And it's not a fake support. It's not like they really love what I do. And they're proud because when I go out places, everybody's like, I love your son. Your son is just such a light. And I've been getting that since, you know, daycare, because I was just like the sweet, you know, little Miles. Like, I've always been myself. But as an adult, you know, some things can shift, some things can change, but that light never changed. My energy never changed. The way I treat people never changed. So they're just happy to see that their child has grown into an adult that is self-sufficient and inspires people. You know, I'm not out here just like being willy-nilly or being a negative energy. I'm trying to be a positive influence on the world as a whole.
Oh, 100%. And we're giving so much love to Mama and Papa Pole Master.
Love them. Love them.
If you follow Miles on Instagram at Young Pole Master, you're gonna see pictures of his mom. You're gonna see pictures of his dad. And I think they're really setting the tone for us when we grow up to be parents, like what it's like to be supportive of your kids, no matter what, no matter how they identify, no matter what their passions are. It's so important that we set that standard, and to have parents like your parents or like my parents who come in and are so unconditionally supportive, and also understanding that we are such dynamic young people with these identities that can be complicated sometimes. It can be complicated to be young and to be Black and to be gay and to be in these spaces, and understanding how to be supportive, you know, through all that is so, so important. So like, I'm so happy to hear that. And I think speaking about some of these identities that you have, you touched on so many of them. One of the things that, you know, I think when I was telling people about having, you know, your pole master on, having a pole dancer coming onto the show, onto NIKKI BANZ Live, you know, I think generally when people hear the words pole dancer, they're not thinking of a man, right? They're probably thinking of a woman. So talk to us about, what is it like for you as a man in this space, and some of these other identities, Black man, gay man, like what is that like, being in a space that seems to be, at least outwardly, seems to be predominantly female dominated?
Definitely. It is female dominated, period. Like point blank, period. And I love that. I love that women dominate this industry, as they should. They need, like, women fuck it up, period. So I will never ever take away from what women have built for the sex work community. They are the meat, you know what I'm saying? So when I come in, I just give what I can give. You know what I'm saying? I just do me. I don't know how to explain it. Like, as a sex worker, you have to do yourself. That's where you make your bread and butter. That's how you do what you do, is being the best version of yourself. So I came into it just trying to be the best me. You know, I wasn't trying to wear a wig or try to, you know, compete with the girls. Now I will have, mannerisms, you know, but I just stay true to myself and whatever makes me happy at the time. You know what I'm saying? So in such a women it's ran by men. Like men run the show, which I think is fucked up, because there's a lot of I wish women took over. Like, they're gonna take over. Women are going to take over the sex industry, period, because we're tired of men shitting on us and doing people dirty. So that's why in this industry, although women are on the top, I just like to join them and just kick it with them. And, you know, we're all here together. Like, I make money with my female co-workers. Like, we make money together. It's a unit. And like I said, it's 2021. People bisexual, you know what I'm saying? Non-binary. It's a do what you want type of time. It's just a be who you are type of time right now. So with that being said, I feel like I'm doing good now, because the energy in the community is shifting, you know? Like 10 years ago, it was difficult. Now it's like, you are gay? Yes. You're flamboyant? Yes. You paint your nails? Yes. Like, thank God. Because in high school, we were debating about the don't ask, don't tell policy and the no hate policy, you know? And I was a little child in Stockdale High School getting bullied every day. Wow. Every day. To now being in the sex industry, sex work, dancing, polling, and being my unauthentic self and being praised and shown gratitude for living my life. It's just like I said, it's been night and day. Yes. And we have seen this huge shift in the last like 5 or 10 years around sort of wokeness in general, right? Like, we live in a time when people are aware of intersectional identities. People are aware of, you know, how people identify in different ways. And the reality is like, even if people were feeling that or identifying with that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the discourse in public, the dialogue in public wasn't such that even you and I could have a conversation like this 10 years ago. We couldn't do this. We could not do this. So to be able to sit here now today and to be able to say we can talk about what it's like to be a successful sex worker, pole dancer as a young Black gay man. Like, you're not even 30 years old. You are young and you have over 100,000 Instagram followers, booking shows all over the United States, music videos, choreographing, students. I mean, this is unbelievable. It trips me out.
We love to see it. Oh my God.
And more to come.
Yes, and more to come. So talk to us about some of your like favorite gigs. Like, what have been some of the coolest like things you've choreographed, music videos?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Talk to us, like, what's it like?
Dancing for Britney Spears was probably top tier. That was probably like the moment where I was like, wow, I'm really on set with Britney Spears and I'm on the pole. Like, what? Like, that was life changing, period.
Hashtag free Britney, y'all.
Free Britney. Dancing for David LaChapelle. I did an Absolute Vodka commercial. I worked for Diesel. I worked with Little Nas, Lizzo. I booked dancers for Party Next Door, G-Eazy, Ty Dolla Sign, Rick Ross. You name it. Like, I've done so much. It goes beyond my Instagram. Like, I don't even post a lot of the stuff that I've been involved in and I have my hand in. Like, anytime they book strippers for a music video, I get the call first. They call me and say, Miles, we need your top girls. We need your girls. Like, anything urban in Los Angeles, I'm probably going to get the call for. And then I try to put my students. I usually put my students in the place first. So my students who take my classes, they get into a pool. And then I'm able to like select them if they've been working hard and diligently. And then, or I pick my friends and my coworkers and my family that have been down. Like my sister Candace, she's in the chat. That's my go-to girl. And she actually got me my first job at a pole studio out here. So ever since then, we've just been tight. So I booked her for gigs, pole rentals, you name it. So
wow.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that you out here just casually slinging these names. Rick Ross, Britney Spears, Lizzo, Lil Nas. I mean, what an inspiration. This is unbelievable. And the fact that you're not only working with these people and these celebrities and these influencers, but bringing your community up with you. That is what it's all about.
That's the most important part. Like, if I always tell my students, if I'm on, we're on. Like, if I'm on, we're on. So I've been doing the legwork to elevate other people in the community as well. It's not always about me. I've even lost out on money to put somebody else on. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time I auditioned for a really big gig. And somebody reached out to me and they were like, I want to come audition too. So I was like, bitch, come on. Like, I didn't even know this man. He just DM'd me. He was like, come on. He went to the audition. He didn't know how to do pole. I taught him on spot how to do some little, some things. He went on to get the booking. It was a $10,000 booking. $10,000. Was I sad? No, but it made me so happy that I was able to connect him with that booking. And then he got booked. And he was black. So, I was like, and we're still cool. And we're still cool to this day. But being able to be in positions where I can plug people, I can be like, I call myself the glue in a lot of situations because when people meet me or see me, they're like, oh, Miles is here or Miles is doing this. So I'm like, I bring us together. Like, if there's an artist, they need people, I got my team right here and I just glue it together. Like, period. I just, here you go, let glue it together.
Just the mesh. I love that, Miles. And I resonate with that so much because I think the reality of being melanated in this world is that we have to stick together. We have to bring our community along up with us because if one of us thrives, we all thrive, right? Half the reason why I wanted to do this whole NIKKI BANZ live interview series is because I have been so blessed to meet the most incredible, amazing people all over the world as I travel in LA, in Kenya, in Nigeria, in Tanzania, in Sudan. And we got to bring folks together because we are this truly beautiful global community. And when one of us rises, when one of us gets the gig, we all rise, we all celebrate in community. And I love that you're so focused on that. And that's, I think, that's one of the reasons why we vibe.
Very much so.
You had to be my first guest because I knew.
Yeah, I'm so honored. I was texting Jew like, I think I was in Miami. I was like, Jew, I'm so excited, bro. I was like, I'm so happy. I'm a little lit, but I'm so happy.
I love it.
And speaking of which, I'm about to see your brother and like, I'm going to call him after this live. So I need to go get him a mimosa.
All right, I love it. I love it. We're gonna call Julian after this. That is so funny. And a quick side story for everybody watching. So when I was, about to launch NIKKI BANZ live, I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I need to message people, get people to get onto the show, confirm dates, get the templates ready to send. This is what you need to send me, blah blah blah. So it was about like noon, 12:30 here in Cape Town, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna message Miles. I'll message you on Pole Master, but it'll be. I'm like, it's late. He'll message whatever, because 12:30 p.m. here in Cape Town is 3:30 in the morning in California. So I was like, hey, I really want to be on my IP Live series, NIKKI BANZ Live. Let me know. And immediately this man responds. Okay.
Period.
Immediately. And I was like, so we started chatting a little bit, and then I was like, okay, okay, hey, you know, I know it's late, probably like 3:30 in the morning for you. Like, no worries, we can talk later, you know, because I think you're in LA. And
No,
then
I was very much in Miami. I was going to the next club. I was going to the next baby. It was like 5 in the morning. I was in Miami.
It was 5, 6 in the morning in Miami.
I was in the Uber like, yes, girl. I'm down. I'm down. Sign me up.
Exactly. He's like, I'm in. I was like, oh, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh Lord, of course. But we actually had a beautiful little conversation that I want to touch on now. We had this little chat. You were talking about how you come alive at night. And I think that's something that's super interesting because, you know, so many people want to be productive during the day. That's 9 to 5, yada, 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 like typical working hours, whatever, whatever. But you talked about how you come alive at night. Talk to us about that feeling, that night energy.
And so I don't know if it's because I'm sensitive to energy. I feel like at night, everybody's asleep. I don't get no texts, no calls. Everybody's asleep, which means I can like do what I need to do. I feel like during the daytime, I'm like bombarded with emails, sensory overload, Instagram. Like it's just so much energy that at nighttime, it's almost like a serene peace. Like when you open your door and it's just like, oh, I live for it. And then also too, working in nightlife has already changed my clock a little bit because I'm able to turn up my energy at night when I need it most. And then I was also born at 10:30, so I just feel like I came into this world at 10 o'clock. So I'm just like, something in my spirit, Nicole, like it's just like Ariel losing her voice, like girl, it's just like, oh.
I love it.
I love it. I come alive.
Yeah, and I feel you on that nighttime energy. Oh,
okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah, we got it. Oh, you're back. You're back. Okay, we're good.
See, I told you. See, I have to put my phone on do not disturb because I'm telling
you know, I didn't do that, and I'm so worried. I'm like, if somebody calls me, I'm like, nobody call me. Nobody even think about it. Don't even text me. Don't at me. No nothing. Like, I'm
period.
right now. But I resonate with that nighttime energy. I've always also felt like I love being awake at night, and I think it's like it's so much fun. Like there's so many fun things to do, and one of the reasons why
for sure.
Exactly. And so, yeah, so I mean,
I will say, like, if you're in environments, like, I don't know, I know you've been out across the country or world, but there's something that is so beautiful about connecting with individuals at nighttime when you're just out and about and you're just going to nice events or you're having a nice cocktail. Like, I've met some amazing people at nightclubs. Like, just the energy, the ambiance, especially when I'm dancing. Now I work at I work in West Hollywood at the Abbey. And working at that club has been absolutely, like, spectacular. Like, I'm dancing for people I never imagined I would be dancing for. And some people I know and some people I don't know. You know, I'll be dancing for Beyonce's makeup artist one moment. I'll be dancing for Diana Ross one moment. I'll be dancing for Lady Gaga. Like, you just never know who's coming into the Abbey, and I'm just making sure I'm the baddest bitch there. You know, that's like the new thing. So just being in the nightlife, because I know I'm not going to do it forever, obviously. Nothing is forever. Nothing lasts forever. But I definitely enjoy the perks that come with being in nightlife and being a night out, period.
For sure. For sure. And I feel like it's so funny. My mom is always like, Nicole, you're always out at the clubs. How are you ever going to find a partner? How are you going to meet somebody?
They going to find me.
I'm like, I'm gonna find Miles. You see now. You see who you can meet at nighttime. I'm like, if I'm out at night, then surely there must be other beautiful, fabulous, talented people.
And they are.
At night. You know
and they are. And they are. And I've learned too, finding a partner is not on my list of things to do anymore, especially after the relationship I just got out of. I'm just allowing the universe to bring who needs to be brought to me. And I think that as we grow as individuals, I feel like you have access to the whole entire world, right? And I'm sitting here talking to motherfuckers in LA. There might be somebody in Kenya that might be for me, but I'm sitting here.
Right,
so
exactly.
I'm just going to let the universe bring what is to me, because I'm not looking for nobody no more. Because that's when you get fucked up. When you start looking and start to search, because then you start looking too hard, and then you slip up and find whatever. No. I'm just going to slip up, go on a trip to Greece, find a baby daddy in Mykonos, and that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. No, that's the way to do it. I feel the same way. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna let my energy shine. And whoever is attracted to that energy, whether it's here, whether it's in, in Ghana, wherever it is, that energy is gonna come. It's gonna come to me because I'm putting it out there and I'm living my best life. If you can keep up with NIKKI BANZ, then come.
And that's the thing too, is the keeping up. I feel like sometimes you can get into relationships with people and try to dim your light because they're not there yet. And I feel like sometimes it happens, like, you have that honeymoon phase, and then, especially for my line of work, I have to be even more careful because I deal with, like, I went on a date not too long ago and a guy tried to sexually assault me on the date. Girl, talking about, he's like, you don't want to have sex with me? I was like, no, I don't even know you. He's like, well, why did we go on this date? I'm like,
you're like, excuse me, sir, I consented to go on the
I'm
date.
like, girl, can I get through my pasta first? Can I eat my pasta first? Like, the pasta isn't even done steaming. So that's why I'm like, in this industry, dating can be hard because I deal with people who don't have the confidence to be with a dancer. Or they try to be like me. They try to compete with me. They try to embrace this lifestyle because it is, it is luring. It is like, wow, So it's just like, being a dancer, you have to find somebody who's able to respect what you do, embrace what you do, and try to elevate you. Because that's what I do with my man as well. I embrace what you got going on. I want to elevate what you got going on because that's how you grow. It's like you guys are both seeds. You have to water seeds and make shit grow. So that's where I'm, what I'm saying? The affirmations and the growing together, that's the water. But some motherfuckers have too much heat. And you burn the fucking plant because you're too much. You're too much. Burn the fucking plant. I'm burnt now. I'm burnt. I need a new seed.
I'm not trying to be crispy today. We're not trying to be ashy. Don't burn us, please. We want that water. Okay.
So with that being said, I'm trying to get my green thumb ready and to have a garden. Like, I want to start with we got a plant, boom, boom. We water each other. We watch us grow. And then we create more seeds through, philanthropy, through owning businesses, through having friends. Like, all my friends, they're seeds too. We're all seeds. You know what I'm saying? Like, our relationship, we water it and we watch it grow. We've been friends for over 10 years now. So we've seen that. And now this is even watering. Like, we're having a watering moment right now. Our relationship is growing. So I'm just trying to be with people who are trying to water their plants and keep them alive and thriving, period.
Yes to all of that. I'm giving you my claps. I see everyone in the chat getting all excited about the plant reference.
I love it. Oh, yes, they're like, yes, plants.
I got my plants.
I love it.
I got the plants all around me. You can't see them, but they're here, giving us that light, that energy. But I think, Miles, you touched on something really, really important. And you touched on consent. And I think especially, as both of us working in the sexual health space, I would be totally remiss if I didn't talk about this a little bit more, because the reality is that once you start getting into the sex space, people start to have some type of idea about you and are going to make assumptions about who you are and what you do, even though they're not communicating with you about your interests, your preferences, what you want to do. And I think it's really important that we talk about that a little bit, because, you're identifying as a sex worker in the pole dancing space, right? And the reality is, like, as amazing as you are, all this energy, all this light that you bring, that's not the reality of the streets, of the nightlife. It's not always like that. There's a lot of predators with a lot of predatory behavior. So when you have people like us who like to just live our best lives and dance and have fun and be with our friends, some folks see that as like, okay, they're asking for some certain type of thing that we didn't ask for whatsoever. So talk to us a little bit about, like, some of the challenges in this space for you, in an industry that can be very, very hard and very predatory and very scary for some folks like you as dancers.
Yeah, you literally have to develop an invisible armor. You need to have on a helmet. You need to have on because things hit your heart. They hit your mind. When you're dealing with things, you're dealing with dark spirits and dark energies and dark people. So over time, you have to develop an invisible armor to block and deter the negative comments, the energy that you receive when you're working and you're out and being in this environment. And also replenish those with love and positive affirmations and reassurance. Because it's always, being a dancer, you're always comparing yourself to other people. You're always like, am I good enough? Am I this? Am I that? Because that's just the nature of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature of the game. And when you're in environments like a nightclub and you're trying to sell yourself, you're selling an experience, sometimes you have a bad night. Like when I was dancing 2 nights ago in Bakersfield, I went up to this man and I was like, you've never seen nothing like this before, have you? He was like, I was born in 1952. I've seen a lot of shit like that. You think I'm racist? I was like, do I think you're racist? Like, no, I just wanted to come and talk to you to say hi. He's like, oh, right. You know now everybody thinks I'm racist because I'm old and I'm white. You think I'm like, sir, now you're making me feel uncomfortable because I was just coming over here to say hi. Now we're bringing up race, and now I'm mentally exhausted. Now I'm drained. Now I need to walk away, take a shot, and redevelop my affirmations so we can get, because being a black sex worker, being a gay sex worker, being all that, like we take on a lot of negative energy because it could be from other things where they are repressed or they're traumatized and they throw their traumas on us. And then we're just saying like, what's going on? So that's why I'm like, in this industry, you have to like combat all that negative bullshit with positivity because it will fuck you up. And it will do it and you won't even notice it because words hurt. People say they don't, but there's power in words. There's power in tongue. That's why Trump was able to do what he did because of his words. People don't understand that. So when I hear something, I'm like, I rebuke that shit. Like, get that shit away from me. Like, bitch, I'm not doing that. Like, your comment or your thought is not going to have any power over here because if you're a manifester, if you're a dancer, you know the power of your tongue. That's why I'm always saying I'm going to have an amazing night. I'm going to find people in this nightclub that vibe with me, that energy. I'm going to just connect with like-minded individuals because if not, you will see some of the most demonic people you will ever meet in the sex industry, especially because people drink or they're on cocaine. So that mouth is really worse. You'd be like, whoa, who hurt you? Like, who hurt you? Because it wasn't me.
Right.
And it won't be me, so I'm just going to walk away. Exactly. They know words are spells. So when people say negative or I rebuke that shit. I'm not, where's my sage at? All of it. All of it.
Thank you.
All of it.
Thank you. And Miles, you touched on all these different things that you use for this protective armor, this protective energy. You talked about sage. You talked about plants. I recently had my first crystal experience with my girl Rue.
And you can wear your crystals as well. Period. So that's a good comment.
Crystals, and I think it's so beautiful to see, you know, these young melanated folks getting back in touch with the spirituality and this sort of these energy forces that I think really connect all of us and using different things. Yes, I see Kafui in the chat. Protecting yourself is so necessary. It is. It's so incredibly important, especially if you're going to be in these spaces. You need that armor, you know, from your ancestors, the spirits, the crystals, the plants, the sage, the Palo Santo, you know, all those sorts of things. And I'm really happy that you touched on that because it's important. It's important to do these things, you know, whatever it is for you that helps you rest and reset and recharge, you have to do those things to be successful and to be consistent. Right. Okay,
yes, and they talk about return to nature, all of that, because like I said, I'm a Pisces, so I'm very sensitive to energy. I'm very sensitive to all of it. So returning to nature, that's why I'm always going on hikes. I'm at the beach. I'm doing things that really bring joy to my life as a spiritual being. I'm a spiritual being living a human experience, period. Like, you are a spirit living in a human body. So do what's good for your spirit. Also, what's good for your body, because these are going to deteriorate. So we got to like nourish our bodies, but the spirit is what's making us move. So like healing your spirit and taking time off work. Like, if I go to work 6 days, I'm taking time off. Like, I'm getting my nails done. I'm smoking my weed. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm socially recharging. Like, period. You know, I'm not going to work myself to death because it's not good for anybody. Period.
Right. When I'm off, I'm off. When I'm disconnected, I'm disconnected. Me, before I go to bed, I put my phone on airplane mode. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear the buzzing overnight. You know, I don't have any kids. I don't have any immediate responsibilities. Somebody who could be calling me, because I'm like, look, I need my rest. I need to recharge. I need to reset, and I'm gonna go from there. I think that's it's critical. It's critical. And so we've got about 15 minutes left on our IG Live, Nikki Banz Live with Young Pole Master. I want y'all to start thinking about those questions that you'll want to ask Miles here live in the flesh. Start thinking about them.
Yes, ask me questions, y'all. Don't ask me nothing crazy, though.
I'm gonna queue y'all up. I'm gonna queue y'all up in about 5 minutes. Yeah, it can be a little crazy, not too crazy. Don't put my man's on the spot now.
Like if it's doing a lot, if you need me to go into contacts, you can DM me. But please, like, you can ask me questions. I'm just talking shit, y'all.
Yes, we're ready for all the questions, but I have sort of one last question for you, and we want to know, like, what's next for you? What's coming up? What should we be on the lookout for? Plug all your handles, your pages, your everything. Like, talk to us. Like, what's next for Young Pole Master?
So I'm gonna be going on another United States tour really soon. So I'll be going back to Chicago, New York, Vegas. So just be on the lookout for that. YoungPoleMaster.com. You'll be seeing me on screen sometime soon. We're gonna just put that out there to the universe, working diligently and just getting my ideas off the ground. So hopefully I'm able to use all of the knowledge and the skill set that I've gained over the years, and I'm able to apply that to a TV show or something like that, my knowledge, and just elevate my pole brand as well as bringing eyes to what I do and what we do as a community, period. So I'm just going to say, just be on the lookout. Like, I don't like to talk too much. I'm just going to just do the shit. I'm going to do it, period. And if you want me to come to your space, if you're in another country, just let me know, because a lot of the places I was going to travel to were before COVID. So I had like a whole world tour planned, and then COVID happened, so I was just distraught. But Australia, London, you already know I'm coming out there to y'all, period. And then also I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I just have the travel bug, so like I'm just ready to get out there and go travel, period.
Yes, and I see people blowing up the chat right now saying, come to the continent. You know, I'm here in South Africa. You know, you always have... Oh, yeah,
I definitely got to... I need to pull up. Like, immediately. 100%. But like I said, world tour. I definitely want to do a world tour. This COVID is just scaring me. And because I caught COVID already. I caught COVID in the strip club in Atlanta, and I was sick for a month.
Wow.
That shit was no joke. I thought I was going to die. I wasn't in the hospital, thankfully, but I was at home like, girl, I can't breathe. I had a fever, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, girl. You name it, I had it. I was like, this, y'all can keep COVID. So that's why I'm like, I'm vaccinated. Boost me up. I will take the booster. Not everybody's for the vaccine. Bitch, boost me the fuck up. Like, I'm ready to travel. Like, girl, I'm sorry.
To be boosted so you can travel the whole world.
Yeah, because I just don't want the severe side effects that came with COVID that happened to me. It just wasn't fun. I'm sorry. It was not cool. So I got my vaccine before I went to Costa Rica because my friend, he had COVID and was in the hospital for 16 days. So I was like, girl, boost me up. Like, boost me up.
We are so incredibly happy that even though you caught the Rona, you healed fully, recovered fully. Our thoughts and prayers go out. We know that wasn't the case for everybody, but we glad that you're all right. And survived that experience. And I think you're touching on this beautiful point that travel is such an essential part of our lives. We want to travel, we want to move. We want to introduce ourselves to new perspectives, new places, new cultures, new identities.
Right.
And you'll see throughout the course of this Nikki Banz live interview series, I'm bringing y'all somebody from a different country every single week. It's a different country.
Wow.
This week, we've got the USA. We've got Young Pole Master. We got Miles representing the USA. Next week, we've got someone from South Africa. We've got Siv and Gessie coming in. We got people from Kenya, from Nigeria, from Zambia, y'all. Like, we are international. international. And Miles, we're so happy to have you.
Wow.
I am so happy to have you as part of my international NIKKI BANZ Live.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yes,
wow.
and to each of y'all who are here in the chat, live with us, watching the replay, like, thank you for being a part of this community, because this is a global community of people who are gonna boost each other up. Like, I'm already waiting, like, if, like, who of y'all in the chat, who of y'all watching this replay, who's gonna hire Miles to come perform in Nairobi, in Lagos, in Accra, in Dar es Salaam? Let's go. Somebody,
Cause bitch, I'm ready.
Hey.
Cause I'm ready. The hell, I'm ready to go right now, bitch. I got my passport. Look, girl, look.
Where the passport
girl,
at?
look.
Where the passport at?
I'm ready.
To...
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Girl, what are you talking about? I'm ready. Bitch, my suitcase is out the door. Suitcase is at the door.
Let's go. I got a pull-out couch for you. My roommate's sitting on it right now. We ready. We got you. You come stay with us. Come to get.
Woo! Woo! Hold on.
Woo! I know. I'm getting too excited. Okay, we're gonna pass it over to the
and it's
now.
pink. Period. I'm very pink. I love pink. I love the color pink. The pink. Something it's just so soothing to me. Something about pink is just so cunt and cute, and I love it. Y'all laughing at me? No, I'm serious. I'll leave right now. The deposit hits. I'll be so quick. I'm like my first Miles Woods 3994, and my TSA pre-check number is T. You got it?
He got it. He got the passport number memorized.
Perfect. Period. Don't play with me.
But don't say too much on the IG Live. You know, keep some of that information. Don't say too much.
I'm like, book my flight. That's the information you need to book my flight. Miles Woods 3994. Book my motherfucker.
1-800 book Miles now. I'm dead. Okay. I want to pass it over to the people before everybody gets mad that we didn't ask no questions from the chat. So let's pass it over to the people. We saw all y'all. We got about 40 people on the live with us right now. Who's got questions for us? Who's got questions? We ready?
Okay, wait, I think they have questions in here.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I see 2 questions. Let me ask you. We got one from Haley Monet, my girl Haley. Shout out Haley. Okay, Haley asked, how's your perspective on rehabilitating sex workers changed since becoming one?
Yes and no. So my goal was to always rehabilitate sex workers, but our community is ever changing right now. It's kind of like we don't know. You could be dancing one day, not dancing the next, right? You have your online platforms removed. Like, it's kind of like we're in a time right now where as sex workers, we don't even know where our next meal is going to come from because it can be stripped away from you. So what I'm trying to do is elevate myself to a point where I'm able to rehab those. You know, once I'm out of the game, I feel like I'll be able to get more insight, but I feel like I'm in it right now. So I'm trying to learn and grow with the community so I can be the best person to help people get out and navigate out, or if they're still in it, have the right mindset to stay in it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want it to come from a place where we're still in it together. I want to have more insight, more knowledge, more love to give, because I learned through experience. So that's why I'm like, at first when I was 20 years old, I'm like, how am I gonna? I can't rehabilitate a sex worker. I have not lived. I'm not done. I can't speak to this who has 3 kids and she's had a pimp and this and that. But after being in this game, I can speak to those things. I can be like, yo, this is what's right. This is what's not right. This is what the laws are. Like, now I'm shifting. So my perspective has definitely changed since I was a little boy, but I'm still in that last stages so I can be the best individual to help my community be on the other side.
I love that. I love that. And I think that's so important. You know, you can't teach unless you've done first. You're teaching from your lived experiences, and I think that's so important.
Right.
We have another question from sweet Miss Candace. What's one thing you wish you would have known about the industry that you didn't learn until later?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it gets better over time. it gets, I mean, I obviously knew that, but I feel like as when you're first getting into it, you expect to be the baddest. You expect to be at your prime. But it takes time to get to where you need to go and just enjoy the journey. Like, just enjoy every single moment, even the ones that suck, because they make for good laughs. And not everybody's your friend. Not everybody's your fucking friend. Like, just, and I'm so thankful I have my friends from, like, Bakersfield, because those are, like, my core, like, the people that I grew up with are, like, my core homies. Like, I still talk to the same people, like Jared, Juju. So, like, all my homies, I'm still in cahoots with, and I think because they met me at a time when I was developing who I was as a person, so they got to see me unauthentically. Whereas sometimes in LA, people are friends with you because of clout, because of what you can offer them. And that's not me. That's never going to be me. Like, I know celebrities, but I'm not, like, if you look on my Instagram, I'm not, like, trying to live a fake lifestyle, or I'm not trying to be a fake influencer or beat up celebrities' asses. Like, girl, I do me, and I enjoy being myself and 100% me and not having to keep up with the Joneses, period.
Oh, for sure. And the fact that so many people want to take classes from you, want to book you, they call you first, is because of that authentic life that you live. So keeping true to yourself and also acknowledging that not everybody is there for the right reasons is super important. So amazing that you touched on that. Okay, I'm seeing some other questions. Somebody typed in the chat, do you need an assistant?
Low key, I would love it, but you gotta live in LA though. I'm not doing no overseas. I need you here, girl. Like,
so who's pulling up to LA? Anybody in LA in the building? There's a assistant position open, but you gotta be in La La Land. Okay, I see someone saying top 3 favorite crystals and favorite current morning affirmation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all my crystal collection.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so here are, I'm set up with the camera over here. So here's some crystals that I got that represent, like, my Pisces energy. I got it as a gift on my nails. See, look, I'm such a Pisces, y'all. Y'all gotta understand, it's real life out here. So these are some crystals that I've got over here. Now, I don't know all the names. I'm really bad, but I know Black Obsidian is one of my favorite. Quartz is one of my favorites, but I just keep these by my bedside. So if you know the names, let me know. I just know I feel good when I put it on my chest and just keep them charged up.
Ooh, I love it. I don't even have any crystals near me. The only one I have near me is this one in my plant, y'all. I have one in my plant. It doesn't even look that pretty. I think it's called, like, rhodonite or something. This is the only one that's close to me, you know. But if you look close, the pink is shiny, but you can't really see it on the line.
Right.
But anyway, I gifted this one to my big.
So it's in my piece. Okay, yeah. So the body care plug. Maybe you should DM me and we can talk crystals, girl.
Okay, we're gonna talk. When you come to Cape Town, we're gonna take you to our little favorite crystal shop out here.
Please do.
I love how I'm talking about crystals. My spiritual friends at Cape Town are gonna be like, "Girl, you crazy," but it's fine. It's fine. Here we go. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. I'm gonna try and get these last couple questions. Okay, hold up.
Perfect.
One more question. 2 more questions. Okay. I love this one. What would you say to a young person whose parents are not supportive of who they are and what they want to do in life? Shout out to my former roomie, Julia, who asked this. So, what would you say to a young person whose parents are not supportive of what they're trying to do?
Don't take it personally. Don't take it. You can't take anything personally in this world. Just focus on, again, supporting yourself, because if your parents don't support you, you can beg and you can plead and you can cry, but that's not going to change the fact that they feel the way that they feel, right? So just do you, and then maybe they'll come around. Maybe they'll be like, you know what, I feel so bad that I've seen you do what you want to do, and it has inspired me. Because sometimes parents have traumas too that they haven't worked through. So they might not support you because they wanted to do that, or they couldn't do that, or they got hurt or injured. So don't take it personally. Just understand that they created you and you have your own life, and it's your life to live. You don't live for your parents' approval. You live to approve of yourself. So if they don't support you, if you live under their roof, that's one thing. But if you're grown adults, just focus on just being the best you that you can live. You don't live for your parents. They had you. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? They had you and they brought you into this world. So it's your job to support yourself, to be a bad bitch on your own, to get it on out the mud. Because, you know, and whoever's going to support you, going to support you. We live in a world where you can post a TikTok video and now you got 1,000,000 supporters. Don't even know these motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Are you worried about mama and daddy? Girl!
Exactly.
Girl, I'm trying to be supported by a nigga in Dubai. Shit. Like, mom and dad, thank you. But this remember Mykonos. Mykonos is supporting me now.
Yes, yeah, baby.
Dallas Daddy with the bag.
We manifesting that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, yo, I feel like I can talk to you for a whole nother hour, but
no, seriously.
Of your time, I know that you're crazy busy and booked all over everywhere. So, final thoughts from you before we wrap. Final plugs. Anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say to the people tuning in on NIKKI BANZ Live?
Just keep on the lookout for me. And if you're watching this, you asked the question, Lexi. Okay, hold on. Let me just answer this real quick. She's talking about her knees.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Your knees, girl. Your knees. Okay, real quick, Lexi. If your knees start to hurt over time, go to the doctor, go to a primary care physician, go to somebody and check on your body. You only have one. And rest. If it doesn't get better after resting, like I said, go to a primary care. But don't keep fucking your body up. Trust me, I know from experience. Boom. But last comments, like I said, just keep doing y'all. Life is too short. Be appreciative and grateful for what you have, especially if you're watching the news. We can all see what's going on in the world, so just be appreciative for this space right now that we're able to watch each other. We're safe. We're blessed. We probably ate this morning. You're on an iPhone. An iPhone costs $1,000. You have $1,000 apparatus to your name. So just be grateful for the little things, and yeah, just keep living your life. Period. Oh yeah, Julian look. They talk about knees now, Nikki. Yes, buy some knee pads. Hit up Julian for the knee recovery. Just it's all at home. It's all in the box.
I love it. I love it. Well, Miles.
And then come to class. If you've been wanting to come to class, like, I don't need to say nothing else. Y'all know how I get down. Just link in bio. Just come to class. I don't really want to come to class and you'll find out. How about that?
I love it. I love it. Link in bio. Follow Young Pole Master at Young Pole Master on Instagram. Miles, it was such a pleasure having you on NIKKI BANZ
so thankful.
Live. Thank you for being here with us, for talking to the world with us on this platform. Y'all can catch Miles on Instagram, like I said, at Young Pole Master. You can catch me on Instagram at They Call Me Banz. Every Tuesday, we're bringing you NIKKI BANZ Live with other amazing guests. But shout out to Miles, who has kickstarted this whole series for us here in 2021. It's going to be lit. It's amazing. Miles kicked us off with a bang, and we've got amazing guests lined up for you the rest of this year on NIKKI BANZ Live. Tap in, tune in. Shout out to Miles, Young Pole Master. Thank you for being here. Have a great
Love you.
Afternoon, evening. Love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Catch you next Tuesday.